Red Dead Online, Tina.
Yeah.
We literally just came from doing that.
Just 2 hours
for 2 hours.
That.
We started from the jump, right from the get-go, and there's a whole story, there's a whole thing going on here.
It almost feels like Red Dead 2 relaunched in a way. I mean, I'm sure the storyline won't be as expansive. You play as a character that is voiceless, so you won't have that like Arthur Morgan kind of, support to the character.
Well,
yeah, which I really feel like it's remiss, without Arthur, because he's such a great character. But we started right up into the character creator and like picked out what kind of teeth we were going to have.
You went with no teeth.
I went with no teeth because the options were like you could have like 2 teeth on top and 2 teeth on the bottom, and obviously everybody's teeth is just a row of like gross,
very yellow,
grimy, brown, yellow. Yeah, this like disgustingness. So I was like, you know what? No teeth is better than those teeth. So
soft foods only.
Yeah, exactly. I was really wondering if it would impact her voice, but again, voiceless character. So we just had a whistle. You can choose your whistle.
I like the intro story that you guys were experiencing on the stream today. Because it reminded me of like heist missions in Grand Theft Auto Online, and sort of I'm like, oh, there's like a reason to be doing these things, and it's kind of driving you along with this story that these characters are pushing you on, and I was really glad to see that. And then I turned it off because I want to play on Xbox, and Xbox isn't live yet, so I'm just gonna.
It will be by the time anybody hears.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct. But like on launch day, I wasn't ready yet. So
yeah, I was really glad to have a central narrative sort of driving everything, because if it was just activities in the open world, I don't know how often I'd want to go back to that. Like we jumped into the like large showdown, which is basically
deathmatch,
just a huge deathmatch in the woods, which it is kind of cool. You kind of see guys flittering between the trees, but it's just like, okay, one round was enough for me on that.
Yeah, I feel like as we probably get better weapons, we might enjoy it more.
True.
Because it was really cursory. Like everything was very introductory for us initially. And I did like having that narrative structure too, but we also like kind of cut loose towards the end. Because in the beginning, it's very much like you're just being set up for your camp. You're being introduced to all these new mechanics. You're figuring out how to partner up in a game mid-live stream. So that's always fun. But by the end of it, we just started kind of like going loose, going on stranger missions, which felt really familiar to the main game too.
Instead of car insurance, you have horse insurance.
You have horse insurance. Yeah. Exactly.
I like that.
You need that in an online game where people are just lassoing you off your horse
or shooting your horse.
Yeah, which actually only we did to other people.
Right.
Completely. We were terrible.
I 100% shot a dude's horse.
Yeah. Sorry,
on
Kevin.
purpose.
So what are some of the new mechanics you guys were taught during this like introductory part?
Well, I mean, not a new mechanic, but we decided, hey, let's lasso a guy and just drag him through town like a human player.
Oh,
that must have not been super
he
fun
was
for
not
him.
happy about that.
Was his mic on?
No, I turned mine off, so I don't know if there was like a proximity chat either. But fortunately for him, the law enforcement was on his side, because Ryan and I had just been through a rampage. We were trying to figure out how to rob so we did stranger missions. There were random encounters, and we did some of the main storyline stuff. And what we ended up doing was just kind of like trying to find a train out in Valentine.
Yes.
And trying to see if we could rob it. And the indicator wasn't working. So I decided, let's just shoot some people. Why not? We came here to do a crime. We're going to do a crime.
Tina, this put together, well thought out person, just finally snapped at the end of a 2-hour live stream. Just kill them all.
Yeah, I blame
all right,
you.
I guess my boss said to kill them all.
Black Hat Ryan over here. He's a bad influence.
But it was fun to lasso people and drag them through the mud.
It was mean.
Those were other. So you just griefed people the whole stream?
Not the whole time.
Not the whole stream. Towards the
just
end.
half of it.
I think they could, because he got out of it and he got up and he shot me. And he killed me. So I was like, good, you know what? I deserve that. Like, I feel like the universe has been balanced again. So yeah, you can break out of it. You can hog tie another player and put them on the back of your horse, but they can break out of that too. We didn't do that. I killed a guy, which actually was the same one that we were griefing later. Poor Kevin. And I was just like, hey Ryan, you want this body? And I just dumped it on the back.
Yeah, just like, I don't need your corpse cargo. Like, get it off my horse.
Especially because I had already looted it. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, if you're watching on video, this is from super early in our live stream when we were just heading to go meet someone. But
yeah, the intro is very slow and steady.
Sounds like Red Dead.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people were commenting like, "Oh, this looks really slow and boring to watch," which is fair. I think that like, a lot of people felt that way about like the main campaign too. There's a lot of just riding your horse. Yeah, there's a lot of just riding your horse places. I tried to use cinematic view to make it a little bit more of a glossy look.
So dramatic.
But we really were just scratching the surface. I mean, it would be super fun to get. Let alone 2 people, we get like the 4 of us and go like on a 4-person, like maybe we go hunt a legendary bear together, or there's all, of course, the heists that will inevitably come up. So there's a lot.
How big can your posse be?
That's a good question.
Is it 7?
How many slots were in there?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think it was more than 4.
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh yeah,
7.
I think you're right.
I was talking about
7.
it with Jeremy, and I think it's 7. That's cool. I like that.
Which, if you go back to the original like silhouetted character art from when they first unveiled it was 7
There you go.
people.
Yeah,
The secret was you all along.
it was in us all along.
I wonder if there's going to be some story that kind of like elaborates upon that aspect.
What, the fact that you have 7 people?
Yeah,
in your crew. I don't know. Maybe it's just like
Maybe
the
there'll be
perfect posse size.
A legend of your crew or something like that. Maybe there'll be some.
Well, Ryan and I were trying to figure out like what the storyline, like where the storyline is set, because right from the get go, no spoilers or anything, but right from the get go, they're talking about Blackwater, and that's one of your main, like your first main missions. We didn't actually do many of the main missions because it was pretty far out from where my camp was. Your camp and your clothing spawns kind of like at random. So Ryan ended up near Valentine. I ended up near Tumbleweed.
So not everyone will have the exact same experience in the early going. It seems to have there are multiple campsites and sort of starting paths.
Yeah. But yeah, our main missions were in Blackwater, and here's my cowboy goth look. I'm
She's
so glad
so
we
rugged.
pulled this.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything was kind of centered around Blackwater in these intro conversations that you're having. So I really have to wonder what that means for the storyline, where it's set, because Blackwater is so significant in the main campaign.
From what you 2 have played, would you say that people should hold off playing this until they finish the campaign? Or is it totally fine?
I don't think it's I'm going to guess it's not necessary, because obviously we didn't get too far in the storyline, but I'm going to guess it's not necessary because it feels irrespective of the events that went down in Blackwater in the main campaign. There aren't a lot of like connections being drawn, at least this early on.
It's separate.
So I would
it's
assume
a separate.
Sure.
Yeah,
thing.
but I think it's within it's obviously within the universe. So Blackwater being as significant as it was.
Well, the thought I had, because you can see you're in your prison garb and you're freed from a prison caravan. There was a point in the single player game, I happened upon a prisoner who was chained and was like, "Hey man, help me, come set me loose." And it made me think like, "Oh, I wonder, is that the
You're
same
just one
thing?
of those
Like,
prisoners." Well, there's a bunch of prisoners that like
right.
random encounter
and they're just
prisoners.
set free. So I was like, "Oh, I wonder if that's just like a clever tie-in."
I murdered all of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So in my
felt they
campaign,
deserved it?
things played out a little differently.
Yeah. We met a cat sitting adorably on a porch.
We did. We couldn't pet it,
Yeah.
of course.
They have
It
a few
meowed at
Valentine.
us though. Yeah. I think this was close to Valentine, this cat.
It was
can't
over in
remember.
some like
Yeah,
swampy.
there's an Emerald
Steve's
Ranch.
Landing.
Yeah.
There's one that has a mouse. It's very cute.
Oh, very cute. Yeah. You can't pet it though. I mean,
So yeah, we'll see. Red Dead Online. I mean, there's clearly like 2 hours that we did nothing. Effectively
nothing. Yeah, we really just scratched the surface and got familiar with the fact that like there are icons that look different on the map. The pink icons are other players. You can lasso them. You can play in deathmatch.
Yes.
And then it's very consistent to what the rest of the game feels like, the nature of the rest of the game. You're out in the wide expanse. There are random encounters and stranger missions, big storylines, that kind of thing.
We've been teased with a battle royale mode. I'm very interested in that. Bows and arrows and throwing knives. Rockstar just put it out. So I'm really, really curious to see what that mode's going to be like. And are you going to gear up, or is it only bows and arrows and knives?
So that's what I'm hoping for. It's like if you just give us this very simple, like cut down version of battle royale, it kind of relies more on skill and like luck. It's like, how good are you at hiding, and how good are you at like stealthily killing somebody,
or like jumping up on someone.
Yeah, and I think that's like a fun, unique way to play it. Whereas all these other ones, it's like, did you get the concussion grenade?
Yeah.
Did you get the flashbang?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Concussion's no longer in Blackout, but
Yeah, you guys ever play like Michael Myers mode in all the Call of Duty? I forget which ones it was popular in, and I believe it was an actual mode where you just go all knives.
Yeah. So
it's like that. Yeah, it's where you feel a little bit more tension when you're like down in a corridor, and it's kind of more hilarious too.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for Red Dead 2. You don't want crazy weapons That'd be weird.
I just want to try it out. It's really interesting for a game like Red Dead to put a battle royale mode in, and I'm kind of excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
it's
curious to see
Rockstar.
how they make it a Rockstar kind of battle royale.
Exactly.
Mode.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Exactly.
Yes. I'm Ryan McCaffrey, the host of Unlocked. If you enjoyed that segment, check out full episodes every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern on IGN.com. You can also find new episodes the following day on YouTube, youtube.com/IGN Unlocked, and your favorite podcast service as well.